Hello, hello. Can everyone hear? Let us know in chats. I'll make sure I've got my chat screen open, and Dracus should be coming up with us. There he is. I can see
Hello, everyone.
Yep, and I hear your voice coming through, Dracus. Well, I hear it in my head, and it should be on the guest camera as well. Yep, sweet.
Yes, I am in your head.
In my head.
I am the voices in the middle of the night.
I can hear you fine, Lida says. Woot. Working. Good. Sound is always good. Yay. All right. It's been a while. It's been months and months and months since your vacation, actually. I did a couple streams while you went on vacation, and then I think I got burnt out and decided I'll pause streams for a bit, and then never got back into it when I changed from Windows to Linux. So, yes, here we are.
Well, yeah, you've also had other stuff going on. I've had stuff going on. Been busy creating and updating stuff for the system.
Years and years, Kamara says. Years and years. Has, and I see.
Well, recently, SL time, yeah. A month is like a year in SL.
Oh, true that. I saw we've also got a lot of growth going on in SLColonies right now. Natural growth coming up thanks to the mentors. Well, I will thank the mentors personally for that. I would say that is an attribute that has helped with that. More active in the chats, helping new members out, and a lot of new members feeling like it's less of a hurdle to learn the system when they got mentors to learn from. So, and then they get worlds that they can go visit and learn to play on, which is good. Very welcome. Yes. Sure feels like a year. Left me all alone. Well, all good. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Who else is in stream? I see there's 11 viewers, minus me and Drac would be 9 of us, so that's not bad. We've got a few things we want to talk about. In particular, we'll start, I suppose, with the quest system. Has it been a year? Has it actually been a year? I don't think it's been a year since the last live stream. Close. It would have been...
I can look when our last live stream was.
October or something, right? Surely.
Let's see here.
When you went to France, and then I had 3 or 4 more streams when you went to France, and then the dog food for Kamari. Yes.
SLColonies.
So we released the quest system to patrons.
It's been 7 months.
7 months, nearly a year. Okay, so a month feels like a year in SL, so 7 years.
A dog's age.
And now we're going to try to do monthly these streams, so every year in SL.
And we're kind of changing them up. They're not going to be ask me anything, but you could still ask questions, but we're just basically going to do a month in review. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about what's happened the past month in SL and keep you apprised, and then briefly talking about where we want to go from here on the system.
Yeah, I want to treat it more like me and Drac getting into a little bit of a meeting once a month and just talking about what we've done and what's coming, and be transparent with the community so you all can see what's coming up and what has also happened. For example, we've just released the quest system to our patrons, and we did do a Patreon video on how that all works. So Dracus put that together. It's about 25 minutes worth of tutorials. So mentors, you guys in chat have all played around with it. Let us know what you've thought about it so far. But yeah, happy to talk about the quest system.
I will say this, the quest system is not for the faint of heart. If you just want something easy, not to think about, just res out and go, then don't get the quest system. It is very in-depth, very scalable, and very modifiable. Every aspect of the quest system comes with APIs, so you can adjust how it's used and how it affects your system. It is designed for the owner to be able to do what they want with the system, down to making quest items that you can click, you can walk on, you can kill, you can do anything with, that your ability and your imagination is the only limitation.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see quests set up. I'm reading the chats here. Edgar Dark says that's good. That should get players to do stuff and learn, to keep some notes on what they learn and what they do. Light, I have not had access to the setup video. It's on Patreon and it's available for free. So if you go to patreon.com/SLColonies, you'll see the video come up in there for the quest system. It's 25 minutes. I've shared it to a few other places too, but I can share it in.
You don't have to be a paid Patreon to see it.
No, we've enabled free patrons now. So what I'll do with Patreon stuff is it will be all the videos we make on Patreon will be to patrons first as an early access, and then a week or two later it will be released to the rest of the community, because it becomes, after it's been there for a while, it's really no longer early access, is it? It's been there for a while and everyone should know about it. Let me give you the URL. I'll put it in chat. SLColonies. Let's go. What else is going on in chat? Well, that's going on. Cody, haven't had a chance to play with it. Oh, you got to start playing with it. Where's this quest system? Quest. I remember the video looks like that's all the alchemy updates. And here it is. It's here. So if I click here, copy the URL, and I'll put it in chat. Here you go. Yeah.
If you don't shout me out, you'll be completely bald for the rest of your life. I don't think that's how balding works, shop programming.
I just want to be careful what I read in live, because last time I was reading about some kind of sex toy.
Well, your mind has to process I usually read it to myself. If it sounds good in my head, then I'll read it out loud. Just don't read stuff off the cuff.
I'm gonna so with the quest system, we are gonna build some quests in the main store, some daily quests that you'll be able to do. I think I want to make it so some of these quests you'll be forced to be able to finish it, to go visit other lands and go talk to another NPC or get an item on someone else's land. So I'll make a community post about that on the forums later on, and you guys, if you want to participate, let me know, and we'll create quests that involve your land.
I have plans to do a live stream one of these weekends, where on the live stream, I make 2 quests for every class and put them in the main store. One of the quests will be able to be completed at the main store. And the other quest, you're going to have to go elsewhere, because it'll involve like chopping down trees and stuff that we don't have at the main store.
Okay. That'd be cool. So yeah, we'll be open to all the ideas for the quest system. I'm going to be bald forever. I'm already bald. Look, what are you going to do? Like, I don't take these threats.
I have no clue who you are, so.
Yeah, no clue. All right. Hide messages for now. Won't need to see it because I can't be bothered reading about that. So, yeah, anyone got questions for the quest system? I know most of you haven't had a chance to play with it, but Dracus did have a look, and we saw there was 12 quests, I believe. So you have played around with it a little bit. Otherwise, we'll move on and talk about something exciting that we are working on over the next few months.
Well, let's finish up what we have done this past month. So we finished up the quest system. I finished updating the alchemy station with the new alchemy app that's built in Godot. It's a lot more responsive. It keeps all the functionality of the old app, but it adds um, some usability features and some nice to haves that the old app didn't have. It tries to explain things a little better and give you a little more control of what you're crafting. After the alchemy, I had a user request specifically the Loom, so I updated the Loom and the Loom app. Well, just the Loom app. The Loom itself didn't need updated. So that has same puzzle, and if you want to learn one of the materials, you do the puzzle once. You don't have to do it over every time you want to craft something on the Loom. You can click the Loom, use recipe, and after you've solved the puzzle once, you can craft that material from the use recipe. So we did that. There is a new resible food item for all you puppies out there. And
that's Kamari's recipe.
I think that's what I've updated this month, correct? Or have I done anything else?
So
a lot of fixes here and there.
Yeah, little fixes like the animals and stuff you just did this morning.
Yeah, the animals. Any animals purchased from here on out will be properly transferable.
Yep.
We apologize that they weren't in the past. I fixed an issue with people having too many recipes and breaking stations. That's been fixed on all stations now. Oh, a new engineering station that is now modifiables went out. So we did a lot in the past month.
Now, Dark says, well, hell, why, hell, why the dog get something? Lol. Anyone can get something. So that's the thing for the community. Like, I know most of you watching are mentors, but let the community know if they do have mesh that's full perm, that we have permission to use in SLColonies, and they want resibles, just send them over. We can make it into a resible food. There's no problem with that. We're happy to help.
Resible food is really easy and quick to make.
Really easy and quick, but we need to have permission to distribute it within SLColonies and not get copyright infringements or anything like that, or they'll have to be removed. It's not a big deal. If someone tells us we can't be using it, we'll just delete it. And we've also got some existing mesh that Drac made a while ago and that aren't being used because those members have either left or they're not making those recipes anymore. So those mesh can be reused if you've got a recipe idea. Let us know the recipe that you want, but I prefer that those mesh become community foods, that the recipes are public knowledge. And Lida's done that for one of them. What was it called? Hoblutzi or something? I can't say it, but she'll say it in chat, I'm sure. Pestered Drac is for us. No, you don't have to pester us. You just got to send us the mesh and the recipe.
Well, and remember, I am like getting old, so it's good if you ask me something and I say, yes, I'll get on that. Yeah. If you haven't heard any feedback in like a week from me on it, just remind me. The best way to remind me is send me a note card, because I love note cards for reminding me on stuff, because that way I have something I can look at and say, oh yeah, I need to do this. Because the way SL, when you log out, it's almost impossible to find out who you were chatting with on your previous login. That's why note cards are great, because I can just look at my note card folder and say, okay, yeah, that's what I need to work on.
Yeah, is good. Very good. I'm capped.
Okay,
I'm capped. Okay. Oh, and Kamari was also another idea they had, was to potentially make mesh for a doghouse or something like that. That's easy. We're happy to work with you on that as well. Hey, Wenlin, nice to see you. But you can use existing recipes like the planks, bits of metal, plates and things, and then you can make a recipe that makes a dog house, and we can put it into the carpentry table as a recipe that everyone can make a dog house from, or other furniture if it doesn't fit into the furniture crafting system itself. dog homes, yeah, or pet beds, yeah, all that stuff. We can like this is all for the community.
Now,
So
just ask.
yeah,
Don't be afraid to come and ask us something. If
mm-hmm.
you need it for your role play, if you need it for your community, ask us and we can add it to the system. I've made the system to be very extensible.
Yeah. Can we
And
put
we
dark in
want
a
more
doghouse?
recipes in the system, especially for the carpenter, especially for the smith, the smelter, those professions that can't create their own recipes like the cook and the herbalist. We want recipes added to the system that you people are going to be using.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, that brings us to what's upcoming and what we have planned.
Oh, yeah.
Um, we're planning on introducing a new profession to the system. This
Mm.
profession is the enchanter.
Hmm. Exciting.
What we have, this is just a rough layout of what we've discussed, what we have. I haven't written a single line of code for this yet. But what the enchanter will start with is they will start with jewel crafting and jewelry making. So the miner, when they're mining ores, will find raw gemstones. Those raw gemstones can be given to the enchanter, who can cut them into different qualities of gems based on their level. The smelter will create ingots of different metals, give those ingots to the blacksmith, who will now convert the ingots into billets, and those billets can be given to the enchanter,
And that
like
brings in other
gold
people's
billets,
ideas.
silver billets,
Yep.
and those
Maybe.
can be made into jewelry
Yep.
that can be then fitted with the gems. So that's how the enchanter will start their profession for the first 5 levels. Level 1, they'll start with crude gems. Level 3, they'll go to normal gems. And level 5, they'll go to, I don't know what we're going to call them, pristine gems or fancy gems. We haven't even come up with names yet. But then after level 5, then they can start making enchantments. They can enchant a gem. That gem can be then given to another player or used themselves, can be put into jewelry, whatnot. And we can do things like you can have a gem, which is a single use, which will have the time of your next craft on a certain bench. We haven't come up with a list of enchantments even yet. It's just ideas. And what we want at this point is feedback from you guys on what you'd like to see for an enchanting class.
Yep. And reading the chat, I can see people already asking. I'll get back to Dark's question on the quest because players can create quests anyway. But so looking forward to the enchanter. I even have an alt already to change professions. Of course you do, Lida. Cody, same. Why not just make 2 roles enchanting for extra points to items and a jeweler
Okay, I've got an answer for that. If you look back in society, what an enchanter would be is it would be your jeweler or your jewel crafter. Once they've learned enough about cutting the gems, making the jewelry, they can start to work enchantments into it. That's why I don't see it as 2 separate classes, because you don't just start enchanting. You've got to learn the materials you're working with that you're going to enchant. And the way we're wanting to design it is the enchantments live in gems. So it makes sense that you start by cutting those gems, using those gems for other things before you can start enchanting those gems.
And also you want to make
And
it...
that's my view on it.
Yeah, and also we have to think of it as a system as a whole. We want to make it... We don't want to have a profession that takes years like some have been to, get the CXP you need to level up to get to be able to make what you want to make. like, for example, the potions and such, right? How long does it take for you to level up when you're a new player in that? And if we make enchanting too hard, it'd be the same thing. It just makes sense to combine jewelry making with the enchanting. It just, makes sense in my mind.
Now, now, the reason the miner and the blacksmith are two separate professions is just the workload.
Yeah.
Blacksmith does so many things and has so much on their plate. If we added the miner to them, it would just be too much for one person for one profession.
Yeah, and
That's
remember,
why
we
we actually split it into two professions.
want some easy professions that they're not easy. They use a lot of energy, give the raw material stuff. So the mining and logging and such, they take a lot of energy to do, but they're suited in roleplay worlds. They're suited for players that don't have the time to sit down and learn all the recipes and things. They log in once a day and they just go straight to the hard stuff. They just go straight to mining, straight to chopping wood, straight to making the ingots and such. So, and mining is not a profession anyway. It's a
I think they're
mining
thinking
anyone
of
can do.
smelting.
Yeah, I think smelting is a profession on its own. Yeah. It's a lot like jewel crafting and enchanting in World of Warcraft, and Kaz and I have both of those. Yep. I'll see the miner blacksmith. Extra points. I would like to see tin, bronze, and brass. Yep, lighter. That's why the enchanting and a jewelry making will come in handy to be able to do this. The tin, bronze, and brass. We could do that in jewelry. We could use those metals.
Well, I'm
for that
actually
profession.
planning on adding tin, bronze, brass, dark iron, and I had one other in mind. I can't remember the other one, but I'm going to add those as metals in the system that can be mined, and they can actually be applied to weapons, and it'll be jewelry also, because that's just adding textures to the system. I don't have to make any items or anything, so it should be quick. I just have to come up with the metals and the textures.
And then we're thinking about what the enchanter does. Like, yes, there'll be one station to make the jewels themselves, like the necklace or the ring that the player actually wears. We're thinking rings, necklaces, belts that the player will actually wear, and then the gem cutting table. You might be part of one app, Dracus, I'm not sure. But it's just in discussion right now. We haven't written any code. We haven't actually outlined everything.
Titanium really does not fit for a medieval theme or a usable. I mean, it would be totally modern and futuristic, and titanium isn't really good for anything except structural. You can't make weapons out of it. I mean, you can make jewelry out of it, but it's almost impossible to work with.
Yep, and then that's right. Kamara enchant beds and gear, etc. So you'll be wearing the jewelry. The enchanter might have a meditation area where they enchant the actual gem itself, and then they get put into the jewels. And we're thinking either it will be in the jewels, or a player can bring an item to a table and drop, say, their weapon onto the table, and the enchanter can then enchant that weapon. But if it's in the jewelry, you might, for example, be wearing a ring with a gemstone that has a power to increase the crafting time of a station. So you can go to a station, enchant it, and the station will decrease the amount of time it takes to craft, or it might increase the amount of items you craft. Same with fields. You might be able to enchant a field so that the growth time is decreased. It might take 3 days instead of 7 days, or you might get more product out of it. You can pull out your weapon and enchant your weapon to have certain stats.
You just gave me an idea.
What's your idea?
Enchanters can make curses. You could take a cursed gem to somebody's field.
Yeah, why not?
And curse their field.
Love you too. And also totems. We're talking about totems. You could make a totem and res it on land, and it would have an area of effect on land while you're there. Maybe it heals over time. Maybe a gem might also enchant yourself. So you wear your ring or your belt, and you'll have energy won't reduce as quick, or it won't reduce for a certain period of time. And then we're also discussing what happens, how many uses does a gem have, and what happens when you've gone over those uses to the gem itself and the jewelry. So yeah.
And then eventually, after we have the enchanting done and all ironed out, that will then move into the magic system. But I'm envisioning the enchanting system taking at least a year to develop.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's the quickest I see.
It's not an
Because
easy system.
personally, it's not an easy system. And I also have a Harvard programming course that I would like to take. And that's going to take 2 to 3 months to finish. And I'd like to finish that before I start the enchanting system, just so I have some of the new programming practices refreshed, and maybe I learned something new I can bring to the system.
That's a good idea from Lider I just seen as well. I think having the herbalists make incense that may be used in an enchanting is still a good idea. That's a good idea. Good idea. Incense, not hard to implement.
No,
it's not a new
hard at all.
system. It's just a recipe. And then you have to use it in the enchanting process. That'd be a cool idea. Thanks, Lider, for that one.
And that would be made at the herbalist station, not the alchemy station.
Yeah, herbalist station. Yeah. Totems could protect fields in if they are from a curse. Yes, you could put a totem out to protect your fields from being cursed. Correct. That's another good idea. You'd be killing everyone, yeah. What about herbalists make sage rolls? Yeah, why not? Why not?
You could use a sage roll to remove a curse from a field.
I like
Burning
that.
Sage.
There's lots of nice ideas that we got to keep an eye on here. Sage. I'll write these down. Sage incense. Sage rolls. Curses and enchants.
Yeah, this is all good ideas that we can work into the enchanting system. It just brings another depth to the role play.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you right now, the enchantments are not going to be large. I'm thinking stat enchantments will be like 2, 6, and 12 at the most for the 3 levels of stat enhancements. There will never be a permanent enhancement.
Yeah,
there will
have a certain
there
number
may
of
be
uses.
Very high stones that have like 5 uses or something, but never a permanent enchantment. It will always be limited to uses or a certain time effect. We don't want somebody just going around and permanently enhancing everything.
So Dracus, just to remind you, there is a few berries in the market that have no texture when you make it. They work, but have no texture to them. Oh, so like for the brewing process and things and recipes.
Oh, okay. I just need to go through and when I lost a lot of data, I lost a lot of our texture links. So I've been going through and relinking them and making sure.
Yeah. So the enchanting, what's this? People keep asking for the dishes in the main store. Yes, I know. They're not going to be refilled because that's what I was saying earlier with the custom recipes and mesh. Those items in the store we used to have a monthly contest for food making, and the winner's recipe would be made into mesh. And the problem with that is they kept the recipes to themselves and it wasn't a community recipe. And those members have either left or they're not making that item anymore and not selling to that vendor. So all those mesh that you see in the market, in the main store, if you've got ideas for a recipe that we could use that would work with that mesh, send them over and we'll make it into a community recipe, and that mesh will become available to everyone instead of the private winner. It makes sense for enchantments to wear off, and you still owe us berry and mushroom fields. Mushroom fields, berry. Yeah. Talking about the enchanting though, how it leads into magic, and I know this is long into the future, because if enchanting itself might take a year to fully complete, you can imagine the magic system. But just to run it by you guys and put the ideas into your heads. we're thinking it will still be part of the enchanting profession as a whole, who might use parchment instead of gems or trinkets to create spells that they learn. And the enchanter might always be able to do spells, but they can sell scrolls that you can purchase, and a scroll you can load into a HUD to cast that magic spell, and it would have limited uses. If you're not a magic person, if you'd have to learn a spell as well, but you wouldn't be able to produce a spell. You'd have to use the scroll to cast that magic that the enchanter made, and would have limited uses. So that was the idea for magic that we'd build in.
Well, that's his idea for magic.
My idea.
That's
my idea. Not all your ideas. His idea is different.
I've had something in my head that I wanted to do with magic that I haven't really talked about a lot. I think I've mentioned it to 1 or 2 people.
Go on.
And okay. There was an old system in SL called the Revolt system. A lot of you probably never heard of it. This was like 10 years ago that this system even was around. It was around only for a few months as a college kid was doing his final project to graduate from university. So the way Revolt did their magic, it was elemental based. You had a HUD at the bottom of your screen, and you chose what element you were casting at the time. And as you cast, you gained points from experience, and you could put more points into your magic HUD. And the way I would work it is based off of your stats, would have how much magic mana you would have. And the more you cast, the more power you could put into the HUD. But it was depending on what spells you unlocked from different elements on the HUD wheel would gain access to more spells based on the ones you'd previously unlocked. So say you unlocked Fireball, and say you unlocked, I don't know, Earth Ball. It would actually reveal a lava ball on your HUD or something like that. But that was the idea for the magic. It was a HUD anybody could wear, and you gained mana based off of your stats. So it wasn't a new class or anything. It was just something anybody could do. And it's not just a combat thing. You could have on the earth side, you could have increased growth that would affect fields in an area you cast it on and just increase their yields. Or on the water side, you could have healing. On the fire side, you could have offense. It's on the air side, you could have flying. I don't know. It was just an idea. But this is many years out from now, so it could change. But that was my idea for magic.
Yeah, that is a cool idea. Very cool. Would you work it in with scrolls and enchanting at all, though?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. An enchanter, because of their class, could wear the magic HUD, and they could enchant a parchment with a spell they knew, and that would become a one-use spell that anybody could use. They could trade it, they could sell it, and say they knew the healing spell, they can make healing scrolls or whatnot.
Yep.
A weapon maker could enchant a blade they made with one of their spells, so or making staves or wands or whatnot.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
But that's my idea for magic, and it's a whole system, and it's a couple years out from now. I'm really not at the point where I see us adding magic to the system right now, because our system, it's an RP system. It's a crafting system. It's not a go beat people up system.
Yeah, agreed. It's not a pew-pew system, although Dark wants it to be a pew-pew system. Dark's like, I'm going to kill you all. But that's not what if you really think about it, not think about it, but look at it as our system as a whole and look at the players involved and look at the sims that are involved, they're not PvP sims. There might be one that might be into raiding and such, but majority of our user base is not, PvP players. So working in the enchanting first and the gems and stuff to be able to benefit the fields and crafting tables and all that stuff, really beneficial. Yeah, ZCS.
I mean, we have combat in the system, but that's not the focus of our system.
The things we add will slowly benefit combat, like even the enchanting and the totems, for example, and the enchanting and adding elemental damage to the weapons. But like the totems might lead into, like if you have area of effects for healing and such, you could have area of effects for forcing PvP on a HUD or disabling PvP in a zone. But the real idea of that is for the dungeon system that will make work within SLColonies that Drakus has, because that's NPC based.
After I release the enchanting system, then the dungeon update is going to be coming.
Yeah. And a lot of players don't know what this dungeon system is, unfortunately. But when you see it, you'd be amazed at what it can do. It's very old now, but when it's made into
dungeon
updated
system, I made 6 years ago in SL when the experiences first came out. And what it is it's a 100 by 100 by 100 cube that you walk in, and every door you go through, it takes you to a new room, but you never leave that 100 by 100 by 100 cube. It's a procedurally generated dungeon, and it can go on forever.
And it remembers your last location when you exit. You can do it by yourself. You can do it as a group. You can do a raid. They can be different themes, from the classic dungeon look, to cave systems and caverns. You can do forests. We can work it into anything, and you can program it as the creator or the owner of the system to have different types of monsters for different types of rooms that get generated. You can generate the types of loot that shows up in that room, even crafting tables. If we wanted to, we could have copyable crafting tables just for the dungeon system to load it up. No,
you don't need that.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's built in to where it will auto move a crafting table
there you go.
that you have stored underneath into position when it's needed.
Well, there you go. So you can have crafting tables on sim already, and it will just pull it and bring it into that room and move it when it's done. Treasure
and the
chests,
dungeon system itself uses approximately 100 prim on land. That's the max it'll use.
Yep. And so imagine that with the enchanting system and also this questing system working into this dungeon system. It's going to be awesome to be able to create quests that you go out dungeoning with your mates and combat. The ranger's going to have a lot of fun, and same with enchanters and everyone else, actually. Be really cool. The dungeon for me, Dark says. Yep. And Lida says, I'm going to have a ton of fun with enchanting. You'll have a ton of fun with enchanting. Dark, I love what I see on other sims and their creativity and how they build and us, their sim and us. Yep. Would be cool, Jason says, would be cool to see other people running around with elemental and enchanted weapons like my fire sword. Yeah, so see, we don't have to be a PvP system to have that. With the dungeon system in use, it'd be fun. You'd gather your friends. We could even build in a HUD or somewhere on a website that groups could come together, or you just use a group chat. There's not enough players for that. A grouping system. Thinking too far ahead. We haven't got that many players for a group system. Available for group. Yeah. You remember the mini dungeon we had at my land, Dark? I'm excited. Yeah, that's it, Danny. Yeah. More experience for kills. What about elemental pets?
I do not want to get into a pet system at all.
Yeah, pet system and
Timogen
breeding.
wanted to get into breedable pets at one point, and I told him if he wants to, he can script them.
Yeah.
It's
breedable, even breedable cattle. I don't know. we had other ideas. I did discuss it, but then we come up with other ideas instead of breedable. We were touching on the concept of being able to care for your fields and your cattle, so that you would get bonuses when you do it, instead of breeding. Yeah, I don't think breeding's for us. It's not that type of system. I know it's a big SL thing, breeding animals and collecting and such, but it's not a really SLC thing. Yeah, I would love breedable versions.
There's so many breedable stuff
I'll pay
out
10K
there.
plus for breedable if it's from SLC. Go on, Drakkers. But we don't do it for the money. You have enough breedables, Kimari, Cody says. So that's what I mean. It's a huge thing in Second Life. Breedables are actually a huge thing. So
there's a way to make breedables that they don't generate lag. It's just the people who make breedables don't care about that. All they care about is pushing out more textures for new cool eyes next month so people buy more.
Yeah. It's all about the money and the fad. Getting into that. People love collectibles. We as consumers love collectibles and new things, and the creators take advantage of that, and we're not that. We're not. Nah, we're not. I don't know.
Got to catch them all, Kamari?
Got to catch them all. Got to catch them all. She won't sell them, yeah. So I don't know. We could work something in that's kind of breedable, but not breedable at the same time. Yeah, all they care about is the money. That's right. At the end of the day, even though it doesn't seem that way sometimes, but it is. It's all about the money. Less lag ones. Feedable by food you harvest. Yeah, we can do that where you care for the animals so you could create, say, a cow, you breed them with our crafting system method. And then if you care for that cow by feeding it, by looking after it and all that stuff, you might get a bonus at the end where your carcass that you get might be a better carcass that you could get more portions of meat out of, or you might get more milk that is more beneficial when you drink it, and so on. Same with fields. If you look after it, you might get more harvests instead of the standard. But if you don't look after it, you just get the standard. So there's no negative to not look after it. They don't die, but you just don't get the bonus. That was something we did discuss. That's agreeable. What would be cool, Dark says, is that you can craft something, get a enchanted pet you can walk with and battle or farm for you. Yeah, battle or farm for you. Dark, NPCs don't work that way in Second Life. They do in open sims where you can have an NPC avatar that actually moves around and does things on the land. It will go to and from and craft your land and gather and craft and seed and things, but you can't do that in Second Life. We haven't got NPCs that can do that. Cody says she's sitting on enough that if she sold them, we could pay for our sim for 3 years. You paid 26K for once in a lifetime, never to be done again when it passed trades. You paid 26,000, Lyndon. Wow.
Yeah, I still have kitty cats, newborn kittens from like 8-9 years ago that I've never birthed.
What is this? Wenlin, any updates for the peekaboo crops? Crops popping up and down. I know it's been an issue for a while. Are they still doing that?
That happens when you update a field that is in growing, and it should fix itself after the next harvest.
Mm-hmm. Only happen when there has been an update during the growing. Yeah. And the money benefiting her life. Okay, yeah. So it was a raising funds sort of one. Not for the creator to pocket or the seller to pocket. You wonder why you're always broke. Yep. Happens in real life too. They want the best, fanciest car or the best, fanciest graphics card. Hey, Drakkers. I want the best graphics card too. I got to update.
And I have my new one coming tomorrow.
Damn it. Lucky you. I've still got my 2070. All right, have we got any world owners here that we haven't visited their sim yet? Hey, I see Ladybug.
I have no clue.
I wanted to see Nana's sim on stream, but I don't know if Nana is on. I once sold a dragon for 19,000 lindens. Jesus. See, that's not something we want in SLC. We don't want the system to become something where you do breedables and you do crafting and such just to make linden out of it. That just takes away from the whole role play. And that's what initially broke all the role play sims. We had lots of, you do remember the days, there was hundreds of RP sims. You could find them everywhere, hundreds, especially like SL Gore.
Greed
it was everywhere. And then
greed broke everything.
Yep, these farming systems came out and they tried to bring them into role play sims. Oh, use it. You can use it. You can do currency. You can do that. But then instead of focusing on the role play, these players focus on the gathering and collecting and selling for lindens, and it just took away from the actual role play. It became a job, all about the lindens so that you could pay your tiers. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want it to end up like that at all. And as a negative to us, it means that we're growing a lot slower. But the community we have, like how long have you guys all been here? A lot of you guys have been here for years now. It's a quality community instead of lindens. It would take away. There are sims. I did find a nice place, but they're locked. Danny, 5 linden for a cow in GNS. Again, it's GNS, I know, but it's like hella affordable. Yeah, and it's now, but that's the thing. They used to be expensive, and now that everyone's flooded that market, anything is 1 linden or less, 5 lindens or less. It's just no longer for role play. I used it years ago. I was using GNS persistently in Mercure Fjord before I started getting into SLC with Dracus. And wanted to build our own. Vinland will be joining us and another sim in Cross Sim Viking Roleplay and SLC Market Days each month. Yeah, Vinland is a sim I wanted to go see on stream, but I don't think Nana's on that I know of. Dark, I'm still building it.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about. There are new changes to the HUD for SLColonies. I don't think we've mentioned this on a video yet, but if you're bringing in a character or you have a friend who wants to join, you no longer need to register at the station where you get the HUD. You can grab the HUD and throw it on, the HUD and meter, and it automatically registers you now. So you no longer have to go through the registration process. But if you want to access anything on the website, you do have to register, but you can register directly from your HUD. You click on your picture on your HUD, and there is a new register button. And you can also change your email address. If you've screwed up your email address or if you lost it and want a new email, you can change it directly from your HUD. So those are another 2 changes that we've made this month.
It's very cool. Very cool. I shared your screen while you were showing that. That was good. That worked out. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can do that. You can register. You don't have to be registered to play anymore, so it makes it a lot easier for new players. Instead of having to go to the website and figure out, oh, where's the email and stuff, they can do that after and still be able to play as a colonist. A couple of years later, I'm still building out Vinland. We redid our sim, but I'm not going to be there as I got DJ gig. Where is a good place to find people for NPCs? Just the general, you mean the mesh itself? Yeah, the marketplace. But on the video that Dracus made for the quest system, he suggested not to use Animesh because they aren't clickable the same way. They cause issue unless you right click and touch the NPC itself if you use animeshed ones. But then your players will just have to
using
know to right-click
Animesh
them.
for anything interactable is not advisable in SL because you cannot click on it at all. You have to right-click touch to interact with Animesh at all.
Oh, yep. Talk about the support feature. Well, I'll go in here. So for you mentors and players alike, there's a few support channels. Firstly, we've got the mentor board up here. They're your first go-to. Well, your first go-to is probably SLColonies chat, the group chat, and mentors will probably be online anyway. But up the top, you've got your the main staff. You've got Dark on their line, the Beeve, that's our community service rep. And then we've got mentors. They're all in chat here. If you click on them, you can actually, hang on, let me see my chat here. Nearby chat, when you click on them, one moment, please, waiting for someone to leave a message. Okay, so you should be able to click above to send a message. Offline messages will be sent by email, so I'm probably too far. Or maybe it just sends an IM when you click on one moment, please, waiting for someone. Okay, so because they're online, it will send a ping. If they're offline, you should be able to just send a chat message. Maybe not. Ooh. Normally you can. I'll have to reset it, I think. But you can look them up, give them an IM, and the mentors will be more than happy to help you guys out with basic questions like how to use crafting tables, just basic support. If you got bugs and things like that, if you haven't got Discord, you can just send an IM to this bot, to the SLC support bot. He's also the bot that sends you the items when you purchase them and the HUD and things. If you send a message, it'll tell you that when you're finished, just type done. Dark says, what you called. Yeah. Yep, and that will come to us in Discord. We'll get a ping in Discord that someone wants to have help, and we'll get a support. When we log in next, we'll get an IM from the bot, and we can take on the support. I'll actually add the mentors to that as well. If they can answer the question, I'll be able to take the support ticket within IMs if they want. If not, just ignore it and we'll take it. The other option is a support room in Discord itself. It's called hashtag support requests. Let's have a look. Hashtag support requests. If you type in that, it will actually create a ticket. I haven't got the Discord window open, but basically that's how that works. And that will go to Drakus and I to answer the support questions. I should be able to add the mentors on that too, just for questions that you can answer, because it helps a lot. Take pressure off Drakus and in particular, so he can focus on the coding instead of IMs all day.
And remember, if you do take it and you are dealing with somebody, do claim it so somebody doesn't come behind you and double the work, and just make sure you claim it.
Yeah, the support bot. I'll add you guys to the support bot, the mentors to the support bot. So that when you log in, you'll see the support questions, and if you want to take that question, you just copy paste the chat that the bot gives you, confirm, and then there's a code, and then it will become it'll be your responsibility to chat to that user and see if you can help them, and if not, get them to open another ticket and we'll take it. So good to know. No ping. Sometimes you find easy under the.
Well, you can also just at us in the support so we can see the history behind it. Also, if you can't handle it, just at me or at Timogen.
Oh, in Discord, it's the Discord support room. Yeah. Because I got kicked out of Discord, I've got to see if I can edit this bot, this support bot, support request. No, not a devs corner. It's support room, not support request in a devs corner. It's the support. Yeah, just a support room. Need help or have a question? Open a ticket. So I'm going to have to see what bot I used and see if I can add. Actually, I probably added you as an admin anyway, Drakus, so I have to find out how I can add more people to this support bot to access to this room. So that'd be handy. I don't remember how I set it up. I'll have to look at it later today.
I have no clue.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But then I got booted off Discord because Discord has no privacy and anything in IMs is still moderated. And they use AI for moderation, and if you get banned, there's no going back. And I was banned, so that's why I have a new account. Don't use Discord for private conversations, is all I'm saying. Right, any other questions? Any doubtful points?
Oh, I can invite people to it.
You can? To the room?
Yeah.
But
the hashtag support? Yeah, I can invite people.
To the room. But can you invite people to the support bot to have... I know we can invite people to the room. But to actually be able to claim tickets and things, there must be...
Oh, I have no clue.
I'll have to see what bot I was using. It is SLColonies. I don't remember. I'll have a look into it and I'll get it working eventually. But it'll be handy because then you'll be able to see the tickets and participate in it. So where are we?
I could even add roles to the room. So everybody with a certain role could. Yeah, but I don't know.
Maybe it's not people. Yeah, maybe it's to do with roles. I'll have a look at the support bot. Okay, sounds good. I've got to go see you later. It will make it better than people having issues in main group chat. Makes sense. The tickets are good because then, the group chat, you have to help there and then. But a ticket, the person that knows the question can take the ticket and answer it if they know the answer. Otherwise, just leave the ticket and others will take it.
Yeah, I usually, if nobody's answered a ticket within 48 hours, I'll usually pick it up myself and just deal with it.
Yeah.
But you guys, you mentors have really taken some stress off of me. It's been a great help.
Big time. And that's why Dracus has been so focused on the coding. Oh, and the other thing you can lead people to, that I've got on my screen here, is this here. And actually, I'll have a look if there is any questions before we finish. But this here, get people, if they've got questions, and I don't mean support questions, I mean questions for the stream for Dracus and I about the game, or any suggestions about SLC, get them to click on here. And they will get this window, Dracus SL questions and suggestions. Please enter your question or suggestion that you would like answered by us, right? And then we get a page that we can look up and see all the questions that have been asked. So I've got to go on a Meta website now and have a look because I know there was at least one question that we can answer on stream. And I'll go on the Meta website, meta.slcolonies. Sorry, I'm not sharing that screen, but let me find the page. Log in. No, I'm logged in. Good. And content. Questions. I should actually show it on stream. That would be good. Okay, we've got create new questions overlay. Rock asked on April 27th, it'd be good if there was an option to also get weapons on the market. Simply pay with Linden dollars. Some of us just like to fight. Well, no, we're not really.
That's not the type of system that we want, and we don't want people just selling weapons on the market.
Not for Linden dollars.
Because then it turns just into a crafting for profit system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the type of system we want.
The question from Demades on May 18th. I wonder if there would be any chance of getting the Reservoir food and drink vendors topped up at the SLColonies Gateway. There is only the lemon lobster left. It would be very much appreciated. Yep, we discussed that on stream before. So again, if you've got recipes that would match those mesh, please send us a note card with your recipe and what mesh model we can use for that, and we'll reuse those mesh and make your recipe available to the community, and make sure that it's not a recipe that you want to keep private to yourself only. It's got to be one that you're willing to share.
The water one, have you kept the water tray?
Yeah, the water tray, that's a public one on the website. That's a public one.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've kept it filled up in the thing.
Oh, didn't I put like hundreds in there? Where is it?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I'm too far from it. I'd have to go closer. What other questions? It will make it better than people having issues in my group chat. As for the new player that did join us in SLC that speaks Spanish, can be sent to me. Oh, yeah, you helped with that. Lighter, part of me wonders what you said to get banned from Discord, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to know. I actually didn't say anything. I sent a photo from news articles that was getting pushed out that Discord AI didn't like the photo, and there was no nudity in it. There was nothing like that, and I got banned, and I tried to raise that with support, and they said, no, too bad. And I said, okay, cool. Well, I'm not paying for my membership with Discord anymore, so you've lost a customer. It's all right for news websites, but not all right for Discord. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Does this work for me? You are too far. No, I'm not. It's not working anymore. I killed it. I killed it by clicking it once. Reset it.
Because you're in OOC.
Oh, I am. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. And I haven't even got my HUD on. Yep.
Yeah, you can't do anything with it because you're in OOC.
And I didn't have my HUD on. It would help. Oh, man, I've got so many versions. Oh. I'm going to guess it's the version 19.
Bye.
Working? Is there something now? I should have put 100 in there plus 999 or something of water.
Let me check. View inventory. Go to page.
Maybe have a party in
It has...
Yeah.
Price. It has 44 water trays left in it.
There you go. Still has some. But that's a free community recipe. You guys can make it. The recipe is on the forums, so you can make it on there.
Buy water tray. Yep. You can buy it from it. So.
Yes, that is why we put the DJ table here and the guitar here to be able to have live events. But I'll mention something else as well. But yep, we would like to have events in here and DJing and such, but we don't want to also take away from the stream. We could, like, if people want to run events, please, more than happy to have events in here. We can lighten this up. We can change the theme. We can do whatever. Let us know. Something else we did discuss, Drac, is the need or the necessity for us to have a community member that is willing to do some monthly or whatever news about SLC or about SL in general and blend it in. About the Sims, what's happening in the Sims out there in the community, not about us as a creator. We could add little bits about the creators. You could approach us and we could add an article in there about us, like a word from the creators or something, but mostly about the community. We're thinking about a newsletter.
And the thing is, it's not something that we want really involvement in. We want somebody who would be passionate about creating a newsletter every month and putting it out. And they could come and get quotes from us or interviews with us, but somebody who'd really want to go to all the regions, see what's going on in SL, and just keep everybody apprised. Yep.
We got to do that. Whoever, if you know anyone that loves writing and wants to write a monthly newsletter that is about SLC, the community as a whole, bring it out there. And it doesn't have to be an official position either. It's just we do need someone that wants to do that. It's not an official role. It's not, you're not special or anything like that. But we'll feature it on the website or on the forums and such, and on Discord, and it's good because there's a lot of things happening on Sims that we don't get to see as the creators. There's a lot going on. We're in the back scenes, and it'd be good to hear from the members. Edgar, don't look at you for that. You'd be good at a podcast in voice, but you don't like writing. Oh, hell, don't look at me for that. So question, could you make a real-life gift card for cancer? A real-life gift card? RFL gift
RFL.
card.
We've done RFL uh, 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 events in the past,
Relay for Life. We had a quarter
we've
sim or
made
something.
items, we've made gift cards, and I've been thinking lately, since we are at an intermission point, that I was going to be looking for another RFL or some other type of showcase or festival or something to apply for and do another one.
You ask because you're a caregiver. Yep. We do need to do another one. We've done it and we haven't done it in years, but it definitely, we should look at doing another one, getting out there. When is the next one? When is the next Relay for Life coming up?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look. I've lost touch with the people I knew in that community because we stopped doing them, and I've got to recontact with some of my old people and see what's coming up. And
we'd have to make a pre-build again, like a nice thing that we can easily res in these events. Another land.
Well, yeah, and then I've got to modify stations because at the events you can't have stuff that's contacting constantly the server. It's got to be a self-contained just for the event.
Oh, yep.
So it's a lot of work to do one of the events, but it's worth it for the community.
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole bunch of events we can get into. It doesn't even have to be just RFL, but that we need someone that's out there in the community and Second Life as a whole that knows what's going on, what's coming up, that can let us know, hey, you guys get into this and we'll look at it. We'll see what we can do. It's not one of my strengths, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Fantasy Fair we did 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. We've got to do these things again. And yeah, if any of you guys are into that stuff and want to be like the head contact to do that stuff, approach us and we'll get you everything you need. We'll help you set up and we'll fund it. I'm happy to fund it if it needs money put into it and stuff. Happy to get it going.
So, any questions? Well, we've kind of been answering them, but any concerns, questions that we haven't addressed?
And is Nana online? I don't think I've got Nana on. Or does anyone know Vinland back to front? They can give us a tour. I'll do it on stream before I close it off, and because I'm not really dressed in role play. I don't want to get shot at. Okay, that would also bring in clients. Yep. No, doesn't look like there's any questions popping in.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you go do your sim tour thing. I'm going to hop off here because it's after 3 a.m.
Have a good sleep.
Yep. You guys have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And if y'all need anything from me, just contact me.
Okay. And we're all going to go, well, I'm going to go to Vinland, see whoever wants to follow. I'll put the teleport in. I'll put a limo.
Out of here.
See you, Drac. So I'll turn that off. There we go. And I'll turn, I think I'm safe to turn this off and take this little headphone out. All right. So I'm going to go have a look at, if you go to mind, I'm still building and you may fall in water. Yeah, you've moved stuff around. We're going to go, though, to Vinland. I'm going to open the website so I get a teleport. Oh, man, I can't type. Colonies.com. And realms. Vinland, where are you? Vinland there. Copy SL URL, copy link, paste in there. Whoever wants to come, I'm going to put it in YouTube. Anyone wants to come, it's there in SLColonies chat too. Oh, Dark Angel's in there. All right. So I've been in here like real quick, so I don't know. Let me put my voice on so I can hear in SL. Hello. Yep, I'm working. And Dark, you might be able to hear me. But you might need to mute the stream if you hear me in two places at once. All right. Oh, this is a nice tavern. This is a meeting hall. Dun, dun, dun. All right, wait for everyone to pop in. Anyone who wants a voice, I've got voice on, and then I can answer questions on stream. Hello. But if you'll just have to mute YouTube so that you don't double hear me and get confused.
Yeah, I have to do that every time or I'd have a seizure.
Yeah. Well, you'll hear multiple people echoes. Da-na-na. Whoa, whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Here, there's two cultures here. One is Viking and one is native.
Oh, yep.
So, yeah, they've been doing a lot of cool stuff here. They do have a mixture of both of those families in here.
I remember this hall. I used to run meetings every week with my village when I was a Jarl.
Cute. There is another sim that's out there that I did go to, but for some reason they do have it. They have the ban lines on them,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a SLC community. I haven't met the players yet from there, but it's a very nice sim. They do a lot of the farming there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're related to this part of the family, but I'll find out within time.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the new players that are here do speak Spanish, so I do translate for them when I do get the chance and how the system works.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a pretty nice big family. And as you see, these over here, they do have like a world map of their sim, so to speak.
Yeah, nice.
Which that's pretty cool. Yep, that's pretty cool. And these are the members within the family. I actually posted a video on her birthday, Nana's birthday. We were there. Everybody was invited. Well, I don't know if anybody got to see the post, but I did post some pictures in the Discord channel.
Wow, a lot of them are online. All the admins are online. It's good.
Yep. And that's their daughter, and Jar is online. He might be somewhere within the sim, if I'm not mistaken. That's the husband.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty nice family.
Yeah. And I met an old friend in here that lives here too.
Yeah, there you go.
That I hadn't seen in like
Come out here.
6 years or something.
Yep, we find old and new people. That's a good thing.
I think that somebody over at Icon Sanctuary actually has that same hall.
Yeah, I have this hall somewhere in my inventory. It's a nice one. But they've made it look nice.
But yeah, look at the view. Beautiful.
It is beautiful. I'll see if I can.
Yeah, like I said, there's two cultures here, so.
It's good. I don't want to disturb role play and such, and I don't know what people are doing in their private homes, so I don't want to go, you know.
Well, here's one thing that's pretty cool too. Okay, what as I was seeing that cool that the questing system is set up. That would actually benefit the sim owners.
Oh yeah.
Basically, especially having their colony intertwining with the quest, the colony owner or the
Mm.
colony, whoever's in charge of the colony, set up something for them
Yep.
that has them to go out within the system. Now, as them setting that up, having also quests for other players to come in and interact in their role play. Because this is one thing I always notice with people. A lot of people are mostly afraid of role playing. As we're doing right now, this is a form of role play. There's no one, just be yourself. But if you really want to get into the faction of doing something active
Mm-hmm.
within the sim, you go seeing that because most people, they're not really talkative. Like me, I love role playing, but I do better role playing in voicing. Most
Yep.
people like to be in typing. I get it. That's understandable. You can play either which way you want. um, but it's easy. That would be an easier way for those who are shy um to do some kind of activity for other players as they're coming into their land, or as well coming within their colony, being a member of their colony.
Mm.
That's why I see the West system is very awesome and a good thing that Dracus and you guys did.
Yep.
Now, I did read. I mean, you did read a message that somebody had within the main store on they wanted to sell weapons in SLC. I'm glad you attended to that. But see, that's one of the things I did throw out a tournament.
Mm.
For anybody's welcome, meaning any Messi is mostly main for those who have combatant skills and stuff like that. I invite anybody who's willing to come. We could have it at a sim like this, or have it in my home. If you literally willing, like want to combat in combat area,
Yep.
I will set up a challenge, an arena for the best combatant, best warrior within that will represent your sim. That'd be something that I could do with the hunters or any combatant or any warrior within any sim.
Mm.
They are welcome. This is an open challenge.
Yep.
Now, that being said, it is an open challenge. This is something we do privacy. That's our kind of role play, which is not a problem that everybody could set up something, something like that if they want to, or if they don't have the time to do it, but they will have to organize it themselves.
Yeah.
I would set something like that up. Now, that being said, it will be a prize of Dracus. I did mention it to Dracus. When they get a chance, the winner will get a special weaponry custom made by him. Like I have one of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, I will offer them a gift as well, stating if you win the tournament,
Yeah.
and you could, as here in your own colony, you could title yourself with a title of your own,
Mm.
or even, and you be recognized and known, and through in the community and stuff like that. It's all role playing. It's all fun,
Yep.
and you know, the imagination it could be limitless. You just gotta put it into motion.
Thing is, a lot of people that just want the combat. They'll do some events like a tournament and an arena, but what they're looking for, a lot of them, is the raiding sims and capturing and all that stuff. And
Oh yeah, that's Gorsov. But I left that open too. As you see, nobody dare come to my sim. I left open challenges for people. They wouldn't come to my sim.
yeah,
So that's why I didn't really focus. I didn't even stress it out. What happened with the orgs? You see, they don't come no more. And they got a beautiful sim.
yeah,
They do have a beautiful, and it's still open, but they don't come anymore. So that I could do. Those who are willing, who wants to, they could try out the new weapons or the weapons they created, if there's still some out there to create. Because I know I did a few of them myself, and I did post them in the marketplace, and they're gone. So I'm sure new players or players who found them has them. The only setback on that is those weapons are regular weapons, they're not enchantments. Which, as Dracus mentioned, and you, um, soon that will be a skill that the alchemist will be able to do. Enchant the weapon. Okay.
Enchanter.
They would chant an enchanter. They would enchant the weapons And
Well, you'll enchant it. So they'd enchant the gem that you would wear, and then you can use that gem to enchant things.
yep. But
Yeah.
as you see, I'm good in sets, so my challenge is open to anybody and willing, and to have fun. If they're into the combat scenery as much, that goes more to my turf, so to speak. And besides hunting, you can't be a good combative if you don't know how to hunt.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi everybody, this is their family, Imogen. I met some of them. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah. We know these players. Know them all. They will be on YouTube. I will challenge you, Dark, Terry says on YouTube.
Ooh.
Terry Palm. Who's that?
Oh, Tara. She's a squishy.
Squishy?
She's a squishy.
Squishy.
One hit and she's icicles.
Oh, Helen. Herney Huntsman has to relog. Can't hear us. Aww.
Oh, no problem.
I wish I could turn the graphics up, but
Voices are a bit catch can these days.
ooh.
You tell
Hey,
us work.
I'm gonna have to pimp you out there, Ladybug. If you want a brewer that could give you ideas and how to brew, those who are brewers in here, and actually does an awesome job, as she gets the time to when she gets the time to do it, the best person to go to would be her.
Oh yeah, for brewing, for sure.
Uh, she
I
is,
definitely know a thing or two about brewing potions and cooking.
Oh, look at that.
I see some bottles on a table down there of some brewed alcohols. It looks free. Drinks left 10. Price 0. Coin types coins.
Yeah, 'cause, for her with the brewing and all that other stuff, I gotta hand it her. She has the skills for it. She has great recipes for it too.
I agree.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with brewing.
Yeah, and you know what? I enjoy watching her doing it because I see that she has fun there. I'm just trying to keep up with just. That's why I stayed there watching. I'm like, okay, whatever you need, just let me know. I get it. I have no problem going out hunting for the stuff she needs or searching for it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
helps me learn on the way.
I definitely have fun tying up his fermenters with various concoctions that are extremely strong.
You can call me Terra. Hi, Terra. I'm also looking at the YouTube chats. All right. I'm only going to look by camera. I don't want to walk around someone's roleplay sim. There's no mods around or admins around, and potentially go somewhere we shouldn't and ruin the immersion of roleplay because we got our voice on and stuff. So
Admittedly, that is a very valid concern.
yeah, well, you don't know what they're doing. They could be in the middle of disciplining a bad craftsman that, I don't know, who knows what happens in roleplay.
Oh no, that's what I do the best of.
Yeah,
I budge
you
in.
never know what's going
I barge in. As long as they're not doing the hanky panky, I'm good. I'm like, oh man, what did I walk into? But yeah, I love visiting everybody and having fun with them, and enjoying the moment. But yeah, most of the time, like I said, here in this sim, in all honesty, they do a lot of things. Everybody has their little part and role as they do here, but uh, um, yeah, and they do teach new players, as they come in, and they do have a pretty large family.
Mm.
But
That's actually reasonable to stay out of.
actually, I could see the whole sim. Um,
Okay,
the
so
majority of
Titus,
people right now they do have. Yeah, we could actually travel. We could walk.
as long as we don't go to the
Have
private
this,
homes. That's
yeah,
what.
private homes. We
Cool.
could,
As long as we
it's all
can.
Open.
Just for this stream, we'll have a look around. Because I am
And you
camming,
see
but
they have,
a lot of private homes. It's good.
yep, you see how they have their little farming area and their area opened up.
It's cool seeing all us guys that are on YouTube just jumping into the stream and actually touring together. It's like, how many of us here? You just see it on the minimap, everyone following each other.
Yep, yep.
It's cool. We're raiding. If we all had weapons, we would take all the stock from the granary.
So this is a little fire pit. They have like little gatherings.
Ooh, I'm lagging. Losing frame rates. There we go, I'm back.
Toss some marshmallows.
A fire pit like this, if they had share roots.
I remember many a year ago, we had a big fire pit like this, and you would have a dance ball for about 10 people, and you could all dance naked around the fire and be crazy.
That's a seance.
I think I'll pass on the dancing naked, but
What? Come
That's
on.
a seance.
That's something I would do.
That's an enchanting seance. I'm like, oh no, I'm good.
Yeah. So private homes. Oops. Mead. Let's grab some mead. I will yoink that mead. Woohoo. It's filling up. I will grab that. Yes, attach. Yeah, I have some mead. Yeah,
let's have.
that's cool. We need to make something like that for SLColonies that actually affects your stats. That'd be cool. Oh, I don't see.
It would be cool.
We need to make more API stuff so you could use items like this to work with SLC.
Yeah, and somebody could slip a roofie in there, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, true. I'd be done.
Now, I'm gonna ask you guys all a
The
question.
dog's having some meat.
Let me ask you, based on your race, how many of you know the race that you actually picked knows that the skills your race actually have? You know that I could detect, in some kind of way I could detect. Well, the based on your race also helps you on certain things. I don't get tired too easy, so that's why that's a reason why I pick an elf. He doesn't get tired or get sick that easily. Most people, depending on what race or what species they are, or how the system was set up, based on what they will have a higher health, higher as you level up, and the based on your race, you acquire certain skills that actually help you within SLC.
Yeah. We've got
They
some
didn't
races
realize
have
that.
more wisdom
They
and
didn't realize that
intellect, and they can help you detect
because
poisons in
mhm,
resible foods. Because
yep,
resible foods,
and
you can poison it.
yeah, and that's one thing I noticed that people was like, oh, how come I'm always sick?
So
You can feel it.
that'll work well with the enchanting system. And when you can curse a field, for example, maybe
Yep.
someone with high wisdom can detect the curse. And
Yes.
That would actually be very wise.
mm,
Somebody with high wisdom can detect
See,
the
because that's the whole thing that people be asking in chat at times I've noticed, and they be like, "Oh, how come I'm still so sick and everything?" I said, "Well, one, there is potions made for that. There is, see, this is the one thing I always tell people that when you pick in a certain race, oh, you want to join the colony, it's fine. You could be whatever you want to be, but the system did offer, races and stuff like that, and each race has a special ability
mm,
within there besides of what we're doing within the HUD and learning and skill wise as well.
yeah,
Like I said, me being playing Dungeons and Dragons, this this was somewhat is some of the same schematic of it and based on it anyway. Any role play game is based on that system itself.
yeah,
So if you do a little research, you find a lot of things, skills that you will want to be or play with. Like that's why there's gonna be some new characters coming out, um, new skills levels, all in good time. That Timogen and Dragons are gonna be developing up soon.
it's gonna be
All it
fun.
takes time.
It's gonna be fun.
Yep. And I'm gonna test everybody out.
Pulls out the
That's
wine.
why I have. That's why I have my fun in.
I remember this tree, yes. And this is a crafting hall. Are we allowed in there? What's in a crafting hall? It's not a private residence, I don't think. Community crafting hall. So yeah, we can show them the SLC stuff in there.
Yeah, if it's community.
Whoa. Okay. The brewing center. Nice. You can hear it all.
Yeah, your neck of the woods, Ladybug.
Oh.
Yeah, my neck of the woods.
You love
I'm
this part.
constantly trying to figure
Oh,
out.
all the cooking's going nuts. That's what we hear. All the bubbling and might have to turn that down just a tad. Smells so nice in here. All the cooking's going crazy. 3 days on the cooking. Wow.
Yeah. I have times where like in Sanctuary where I have several stoves going for 2 or 3 days.
I love seeing active communities like this. This makes me remiss when I had Mercure Fjord before I built SLColonies. It was a village like this, and the concept was everyone that joined had an actual job to do in the system. So, and we'd have actual meetings and stuff. It was really cool,
Well,
like a
you
real
know-
Viking village.
You know what? You know what? I actually I did mention to some of the in the group chat
What's that?
that I did invite everybody, every colony. I mean every colony owner
Hmm.
who was in charge of the colony.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like a fellowship of colonies.
Hmm.
If they're willing to do that, I do have, my sim, as a council there,
Mm.
and we could bring up ideas or any future role play or events.
Well, yeah,
if they're willing
because
to-
because as we know, like SLC, it's a system as a whole. You can use it as you like. You can have a private sim. You
Yep,
can have your private economy. You can have your private role play, and you don't have to participate in the whole grid-wide side of it. But SLC can also be used grid-wide, where sims that want to participate together using just the coins and quests and stuff can get together, and you need that if you start a community like you're saying in the chats and get people together like a council. You can make a role play that works across sims, and then you would create role play with each other and visit each other's sims and do things and quests and battles and whatever, but you organize it in advance as a community. It's
And
cool.
that also comes into play with those who always asking the question, "Oh, what about the merchandising?" All right. That being said, if those who are interested in having people looking for certain things, that as most of the time, not everybody could be on at the same time.
Mm.
And if there's something you need, you do have your own private stuff that most people would do have anyway. But if in case you don't have it, you are welcome to venture out to other sims and find, or even in chat, the materials you will need there in usage.
Mm.
Because I'm gonna let you know, in everybody's market, the market is based on, is based for itself. The
Yeah.
market is its own person. Meaning there's certain things you could get in there very cheap, and then there's stuff there that, you know, you have to earn it to get it,
Yeah.
so to speak. So it's encouraged. The system is made to encourage to people to also venture out of their comfort zone to see other worlds, other creativity, and other players to interact with.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but it does help to see that there's still people playing out there within the system. That's basically that I would like to see people do a little bit more often.
Mm.
As I go to everybody's sim, I see everybody's sim, and I get to meet who's who and what their role playing and how it is. And like Ladybug does for me, she's my master brewer. She comes to help me
Yeah.
when she can, and I appreciate that.
Mm. The master brewer. We got to have those achievements. Oh, that's something we didn't discuss on the stream is the concept of I want to improve on the colony management screen where with the quest system, players will be able to earn reputation with a colony, and the colony owner can set up things that you can earn with that reputation with your colony. So you could set up titles and achievements and rewards, and that'd be pretty cool. Oh, we've lost some people. Are they coming? Come. This seems huge because there's 2 of them. You are entering a sacred area. Touch for more info. Okay, I'm touching a note card. Uh-oh. Leaving a sacred space. Work and slowly enjoy. Okay, so it's not an area we can't enter. It is sacred.
It just is somewhere that reverence would be expected.
Hey, honey. We can get some honey here. I hear Viking music in the background somewhere. I like it. Oh. I love the jingling sound, Winlin. Is it coming off you? Jingles.
It would seem that her bells there are...
Yeah. I hear music. Wow. This is a nice sim.
It is a nice place.
Do I dare? Nope. Not going in there. Sacred ground. Now, where did I see? Ooh, it's opened. Wow. Goes out to the ocean.
Oh, this must be their cemetery.
It's very nice. Members they've lost in game. There's a photo on one of them. Dun, dun. Aha, the others are catching up. Did you get lost? Stuck?
Yep, we all got lost.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
This must be. There's a. So I camped before this. This animation looks so real. Look at it. You're standing in front of Lady Victus's private land. Oh, that's my friend. You are welcome to visit, but show respect and do not enter her house. Okay. We can visit, but not enter the house.
Well, yeah, let's not go in the house.
It's Victus's. She's my friend that I was talking about. She lives here. She's got a bigger land now. Interesting. Must be renting it. Because she was in a small house before. Now she's got this. Cool. Oh, she named one after me. Look at the dog. Temu.
I see somebody's soaking some hides for curing.
Vigdis. House of Vigdis. Wolf Clan. Very nice.
It is really nice.
I want a corner like that. See, I miss having my own place to live. Well, I do have a place to live, but there's just no one there. I have a private premium land thingy from Second Life, but and I got my house, but it's so lonely. Lonely.
Well, you know you're always welcome to visit Lycan Sanctuary.
Lonely. That home feeling. I just don't have the time to live in Second Life anymore. It's just like even now I'm streaming, but my daughter stayed home sick from school and she's been knocking on the door and I've told her, "Oh, you got to wait for the stream."
You could have bring her on. Say hi to your.
Not on camera. Won't bring her on camera. Without the camera, I would.
It's better just bring her on camera because she deserves.
Grandparents are home. They're looking after her. So.
Well, I do hope she does feel better, though.
Actually, I think she's playing trickies on me. She's claiming she saw Tummy, but she misplaced her homework. But she'll still have to deal with the consequences on Monday when she gets to school and hasn't got the homework on Monday.
Unfortunately, that's the way it works out.
Yeah.
So, hold on. So this is actually 3 Sims put together. No, there's
Two.
Hold on.
2.
Oh no, there's a lot more.
2 Sims.
Yeah, that's those Sims that we're on, but they all attached.
Actually, there's 3 Sims attached. Yeah, there's 3, 4, 5. What?
No, there's a lot more than that.
I wonder if they're all part of the same.
It looks like it. Really, are you all together in one Sim? I mean, all together attached Sims or no?
Yeah.
Hello?
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking. This is kind of hot.
Yeah, I'm looking on the world map. Yeah. I thought there was only 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, there's 9 Sims. The 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. You know, on land, and then the rest is water. But it should be all attached.
Yeah, I see it.
If I'm not mistaken. You can see it?
Yeah. I wonder if it is attached though, because when you go over the because technically if you're looking over the ocean, you can see the other. No, they've got a sim surround and we're probably also up.
No, actually I can see everything and I'll let you know right now. I can actually swim over there. Let me see.
You're gonna swim over there. There he goes, yoink. You'll have to find us. I'm gonna keep moving. Got about 10 minutes before I want to stop at that 2-hour point. Oh, there goes my shoulders. Is there more here? There's a path down here. Wow, there's more. Private houses. Yep, private houses. This is really nice. It has a really nice homing feeling. What was over that way? That was where we entered. That's the butcher and stuff, isn't it? I don't know. Where is that? Oh, we got a farmer over there. So where was that? Okay, that was that way. So it's not a private area. But they might be role-playing, so I don't want to jump over there. People making baskets. The butcher. Wonder how Dark's going over there, flying around. I don't think they are connected, or they would have region names like the others. But if they're next to each other, they are connected. You can cross the borders, but unless they're just showing up on the map. Weird. Yeah, and we would see the on the minimap. Rental classes, not mainland. Yeah, we know it's not mainland, but they are next to each other on the map. So when a sim is next to the other, you should be able to cross borders, unless it's a map error. Yeah, because I definitely don't see a sim next to us here. But on the map, I do. If I open a map, there is a sim there, but it's not named, is it? Yeah, see, if I zoom in, or if I open a map, I only see the ocean sims when I zoom deep enough, so there's no sim there. Just old maps. And same with the other one. Only two named sims. That one is not named. So it used to be there and the map hasn't been updated. Nothing loading. That one's still a sim, but it's not connected. And this one's still a sim, but it's not connected. Yep. You are correct. I'm very new to this place. I only just started. Ernie Huntsman. New to this sim. Is that on the house? Blessings on this house and all that enter. Res boat. No, I'm not going to get a boat. If I walk up there, is it a private house? Don't know. How do you get to the other side over there? Stairs. This way. Up there. Does that cross me over? It's going to be a sim crossing. I don't want to fall through the land. Here we go. Wow. Okay. Farming. Got some carrots.
My farming finger is itching.
What's that?
My farming finger is itching.
You want to go farming? Haha. Start harvesting. They were like, who stole all our crop? Horsies. This, how do you get it? This is confusing. The colors are confusing me. There's a big lighthouse. I think we lost half the group. Oh, hang on. Is that a zip line? That's a zip line. Bye. Woo. That was fun. So this is another landing area, I take it. Another tavern, another landing area. So which one's the main one? Okay. And this is like a market. Suppliers. Yeah, okay, so it must be there. Inn and tavern. Another tavern. And Kamen Tavern. Very cool. Where'd they all go? They were coming? I think. No, we lost them. Oh no, I don't see the other sim anymore. We'll get back around. What's up there? I'm going to cam up there. Another little village. Oh, some rangers. Maybe. Hunters. Huts and things.
Seems ominous.
Yeah. Love it. If I had time to roleplay, I would probably live here. Welcome back. Ta-da.
Thank you.
Yeah, we figured there is no Sims around there. It's just an error with the maps. They haven't updated. Time is it? 11:56 my time. Go back to the main crew and I think I'll end the stream. What is this? Community bathing cave. Towels for men and women. Get naked, duck.
Who get nigga? I ain't getting no nigga.
Why not? Put you on stream.
Cold for me to get nigga.
It's warm here.
Too cold for me to get nigga.
Cook out. Oh, everyone's teleporting. It looks like they're coming. Everyone's behind us. Oh, everyone's here.
No, we went the other side. We were wondering where you guys were. Like, oh man, we got lost.
Ah. I just saw you pop up on the minimap. Ah, there you are. Well, I think we've seen pretty much, we're about to cross back to the normal side of the sim, but we've seen everything.
Yeah,
It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's a nice sim. Oh, nice two sims.
Yeah, it's a nice little big community. I could have swore it was all of them because they all look similar, so to speak. But I'm gonna actually pay a visit in the other sims and see what they're doing, and who knows? Maybe they'll all get
It's
attached.
definitely two because the one down the very bottom is not a sim anymore. So if you click it once, it just says loading. Nothing comes up. And the three in between on the right, they're just oceans and they also say loading. So there's nothing there anymore. There's only two sims to the right and they're not attached. The Viking Hub, Vigra, Land of the Viking King, and Torvald's Haven, which is another Viking.
You see, what was
Similar,
good about
same,
it, what's good
similar.
about this, if I'm not mistaken, because the sim are attached.
Or they used to be.
There is a way. Okay, but it's in my map. It still shows it, so I should be able. And
You won't be able to.
Borderlines. I should be.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
No, because they're not. If you zoom if you zoom out of the map, the oceans will disappear, and if you zoom in, they're there. But if you click on it on the map, it just says loading, loading, loading. So the sim's actually offline. So maybe they used to be like a group of sims together. That's why they're together, and they're themed Viking, and maybe they fell apart later on.
Oh.
Or maybe, yeah.
Or maybe it's just their personal home.
Yeah. Or maybe that. So
No, most likely it is a personal home because it's still there. But that's it.
I think it's a Nana question. I think we'll ask Nana, the creator or the owner of these sims, and see if they used to be connected in some way. Maybe it was a big Viking roleplay and they're no longer doing it that way. But maybe they can come into SLC.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Mm.
That'd be crazy. That'd be a huge. They can actually sail.
Oh yeah, Titus says Viking Hub used to be a Gore sim that had resources as well as Gore RP area. Yeah. Yeah. So many years ago, probably used to all be connected.
I'm actually gonna have to depart.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to stop the stream anyway in a minute. So It was nice having you with
It
us,
is
lady.
nice though.
Ladybug.
But thank you, all of you as well for letting us pimp out your sim. It's great. I love
Take
it.
care, everybody. It was great seeing everyone again.
Likewise.
Always,
Was.
always.
Likewise. Titus.
Hey,
I
there's
am.
one question though I do have.
Oh yes.
Where's the animals?
Well, they had.
Kill them all?
No, they had some.
No,
There's
no.
some cows in the corner. I saw. I cammed them.
Nah, I'm not looking. That's livestock. I'm looking for the
He's talking about the
deers.
deer.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Well, you know, what's good about the dungeon thing though is 100 by 100 meters, and you'll be able to hide that inside a
Oh.
cave and have fun.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Timothy, is that's already set up for the SLC stuff though?
No, that's what he's going to work on though. He's got to bring it into SLC
Okay.
and update it because it's years and years old now.
Yeah. No, I see. I was gonna get it, but that's I was waiting because it actually uses the Unity system.
Yeah.
So he does have it there.
Hmm.
But that's why I was wondering, and he said, no, don't get it yet. So what? I said
It needs
what-
updating.
Well, I have, yeah, I still have either or, but it's
Mm.
just I prefer having for the SOC because, as you see, there's more and more people coming in, which
I
I'm
will
glad about
catch
that.
you all later.
And
See you later.
all right, sweetie, and check and go like on a hunt with other colonies,
Yeah.
joining up and see what we could come up with.
The dungeon thing will be great because you'll be able to hide it.
Yeah.
You won't even know that you're like in an experience. Like you could hide it, for example, where I'm camming. That could be like a door entry to the dungeon, and bang, once you're inside, you're inside. You don't even know, and you just keep going and exploring. Procedurally generated, and it remembers where you were. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So if you go
Thank
back
you
through
so
the door
much.
you came, it will regenerate the room you were in. It's pretty cool.
Oh, so that's cool then.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for letting us show you see your land and how you guys created it. I appreciate that very much.
Hey, Herney, Huntsman, Helen, are you playing here now? Role playing here?
Yes, I actually decided to try it. I came on here and they offered me a home really fast, and I
Oh,
was
cool.
like, okay, might as well give it a shot.
Why not?
They're really friendly. They're wonderful people.
Yeah. That's good. That's awesome. It's a big sim, so it looks like a pretty active community. That's good. All right, guys. It was fun having you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one in a month. We'll go back over everything and hopefully have some more on enchanting to talk about too.
I'll kill them all.
Kill them all. Catch them all. Catch them all.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and it was good seeing all of you again.